a simple yet powerful idea. It means the public can clearly see the actions their government takes. It also means that leaders are held accountable for their decisions, both good and bad. In our modern digital age, a new set of powerful tools is emerging that promises to make this ideal a tangible reality. These technologies can help build a more open, honest, and trustworthy relationship between citizens and the state. 3 specific tools stand out as transformative agents of change. They are blockchain, with its immutable record-keeping; open data systems, which unlock vast stores of public information; and artificial intelligence, or AI-driven analytics, which can find patterns hidden in that data. This essay will explore how each of these technologies can enhance government operations and boost public confidence. We will examine core principles and illustrate impact through real-world examples from different countries. The goal is to show these tools are not just theoretical. Of course, no technology is a perfect solution. Each comes with potential risks and ethical dilemmas. We will address these challenges head-on and discuss practical ways to mitigate them. Ultimately, the journey toward more transparent government is not solely about adopting the latest technology. It is about how we choose to implement these tools and the values we embed within them. It requires a thoughtful approach from policymakers, a commitment to ethical standards, and the active engagement of an informed citizenry. This essay will provide a clear overview of the landscape, offering simple, actionable steps for both governments and citizens. By understanding the immense potential and the inherent risks, at its core, blockchain is a revolutionary method for recording information. Imagine a digital ledger or a notebook that is shared among many people. Every time a new block is added, it is cryptographically linked to the previous one, forming a chain. This makes the ledger secure and permanent. Once recorded, information cannot be altered or deleted without changing all following blocks, a change the network would detect. That creates a single, verifiable source of truth everyone can trust. This immutability is why blockchain is valuable for things that need high trust. Think about critical records like property titles, voting results, public contracts, educational certificates. Traditional systems store these in centralized databases, vulnerable to hacking, accidental deletion, malicious alteration. Blockchain distributes the ledger across many computers, removing a single point of failure. Any tampering is flagged and rejected by the network. Many places keep land records on fragile paper documents which can be lost, destroyed, or illegally altered. That uncertainty creates endless disputes, hinders economic development, and allows corruption. To fight this, governments are testing blockchain-based land title systems. In Georgia, a project partnered with a tech firm to register land transactions on a custom blockchain. The goal was a tamper-proof property record system. Results were promising and showed real benefits. Moving records to a secure, transparent, immutable ledger increased public confidence. Citizens could verify ownership with greater certainty, reducing property disputes and streamlining buying and selling land. This case shows blockchain is a practical tool today to solve governance problems, protect citizens' rights, and foster a more stable, trustworthy economy. Open data is a simple yet profoundly transformative principle. It holds that certain government information should be freely available for everyone to use, reuse, and share. This data can cover a vast range of government activities, including detailed budgets, public spending records, procurement contracts, public health statistics, crime rates, and environmental quality measurements. When governments adopt an open data policy, they are essentially pulling back the curtain on their operations, citizens, journalists, academics, and businesses. This transparency is a cornerstone of a healthy democracy, empowering people to hold their leaders accountable. The primary benefit of open data is that it enables independent scrutiny. When fiscal information is locked away in obscure government files, it is nearly impossible for the public to track how their tax money is being spent. This opacity can create opportunities for waste, inefficiency, and even outright corruption. By publishing this information in accessible, machine-readable formats, governments empower a legion of public watchdogs. Journalists can analyze spending patterns to uncover questionable contracts. Researchers can evaluate the effectiveness of social programs, and engaged citizens can ensure that promised funds for local projects are actually being allocated and spent correctly, like a new school or road repair. A powerful case study can be seen in open budget initiatives launched by major cities. Cities like New York City and Mexico City have created user-friendly online portals that visualize complex budget data, making it easy for the average person to understand. These platforms break down where municipal revenue comes from and where every dollar goes. From public schools, to police departments, to sanitation services, to park maintenance. This level of detail allows residents to engage in more informed public discourse and ask pointed, evidence-based questions of their elected officials. The impact has been significant. Public scrutiny facilitated by open data has led to policy changes and improved fiscal management. When anomalies like exorbitant contracts or underfunded services are found, citizens can raise awareness and pressure officials to act. This not only corrects mismanagement, but fosters a broader culture of accountability, leading to better governance and increased trust. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is rapidly evolving from science fiction into a practical tool for modern governance. In transparency, AI-driven analytics uses sophisticated algorithms to analyze vast quantities of data far more quickly than humans. These systems are trained to identify patterns, anomalies, and correlations that might otherwise go unnoticed. For a government agency drowning in spreadsheets, reports, and digital records, AI can act as a powerful digital detective, sifting the noise to find clues related to fraud, waste, inefficiency, and emerging public needs. The primary function is to augment human capabilities, not replace them. A government auditor tasked with thousands of claims can miss subtle red flags. AI can scan every transaction and flag duplicate invoices, payments to shell companies, or unusual bidding patterns. Experts then focus on the highest risk cases, boosting efficiency and effectiveness. In Brazil, agencies use AI to combat fraud in public health and social welfare programs. Systems analyze millions of claims, cross-referencing databases to find inconsistencies. Flags include procedures from unequipped clinics or payments to deceased individuals. Human investigators make the final call, stopping improper payments, saving funds, and deterring future fraud. While blockchain, open data, and AI are each powerful on their own, their true potential is unlocked when used together in a cohesive system. They work together, not as competitors but as a cohesive system. They are complementary, each strengthening the others into a robust governance framework, a virtuous cycle of transparency and accountability. Open data provides the raw material. AI acts as the intelligent processor. Blockchain is the secure, permanent record keeper. A government commits to open data, publishing spending records, contracts, and performance metrics. Raw data can overwhelm citizens. AI scans for irregularities, flags potential corruption or inefficiency, and summarizes trends in simple visuals. Once decisions are made, records are written to a public blockchain, creating an immutable audit trail. Citizens, journalists, and oversight bodies can independently verify every step, building an ecosystem of trust. In participatory budgeting, open data informs choices. AI helps categorize proposals, and blockchain records allocations, proving votes were honored. Despite immense promise, the rush to adopt blockchain, open data, and AI in governance is fraught with risks and ethical challenges. A naive tech fix can produce unjust, exclusionary systems and undermine trust. Blockchain immutability is a risk if wrong data is entered. It becomes hard to correct. A clerical error could wrongly affect a record with lasting consequences and limited recourse. Open data can threaten privacy if not anonymized properly. Re-identification is a real risk. AI learns from biased data and can amplify discrimination, especially in opaque black box models. When decisions lack explanations, due process suffers and accountability erodes. Without appeal pathways, citizens are left powerless against the machine. These risks must be acknowledged and actively managed, upfront. Next, we cover practical steps to build strong guardrails, policies, standards, and oversight to guide technology safely and ethically. The risks are real, but they are not insurmountable. The key is building strong guardrails, clear policies, technical standards, and oversight mechanisms. The goal isn't to halt progress, but to guide it to be safe, ethical, and aligned with democratic values. Governments can foster innovation while protecting citizens, address technology, policy, and people together, maintain meaningful human oversight in automated systems. AI can flag a suspicious case, then a human reviewer makes the final decision and can hear appeals. This guards against errors and biases and preserves due process. Protecting privacy is non-negotiable. Invest in robust anonymization and de-identification before releasing datasets. Go beyond removing names. Use methods that prevent re-identification and enact clear legal frameworks like GDPR. Use explainable AI and prefer simpler, understandable models over black boxes. Publish source code and decision logic for independent review. Set blockchain governance rules up front. Run small pilots. Learn and adjust before national rollout. When discussing successful digital governance, Estonia is impossible to ignore. A global leader with just 1.3 million people, since 1991 it has built a comprehensive digital society, e-Estonia. It's more than putting services online. It rethinks the state-citizen relationship. At the heart is X-Road, a secure data exchange linking public and private databases. Every citizen has a secure digital identity to access a vast array of services. They can vote, file taxes in minutes, access health records, register businesses, almost everything without a physical office. Built on trust and transparency, citizens control their data sharing. They can see exactly who accessed their data and why. Every query logged and time-stamped. Unauthorized access can be reported, with legal consequences. The once-only policy reduces burden and gives citizens monitoring power. Lessons. Build legal and ethical frameworks first, establish secure digital ID, and empower citizens, building a trusted public sector. The journey to a transparent, trustworthy government is shared. Technology is a tool. Impact depends on how we use it. Move beyond pilots and embed transparency into public administration. Establish clear, comprehensive data governance policies. Create and maintain high-quality open data portals for budgets, procurement, and service performance. Enact strong privacy laws, commit to explainable AI, and publish methodologies and code for independent audits. Invest in staff training to manage data ethically and make transparency the default. Infographic government actions, citizen actions. Start informed and engaged. Use your local or national open data portals. Look at your city's budget. Investigate contracts. See how taxes are spent. Support and join participatory budgeting in your community. You don't need to be a data scientist. Reading simple charts is enough to ask crucial questions. Advocate for better governance. Support civil society and investigative journalism. Push representatives to mandate transparency, protect privacy, and require independent audits. Stay curious. Attend public meetings, ask about purpose, risks, and oversight, and find your city's open data today. The path forward involves careful, deliberate integration of these tools into our civic infrastructure. It is not a race to adopt technology for its own sake, but a methodical process of building systems that serve the public good. From securing land rights with blockchain to scrutinizing municipal budgets with open data, the possibilities are vast and inspiring. While the road may have obstacles, the destination, a more open, fair, and responsive government is within reach. The key is a hopeful but honest perspective, ensuring technology serves humanity, not the other way around. By walking through this new door together, with caution and optimism, we can build open, fair, responsive governments, rooted in transparency, accountability, and trust.
Conflict is a fundamental part of the human experience. It quietly weaves its way into our lives, appearing in our homes with loved ones, at our workplaces, among colleagues, and even on the grand stage between nations. We often view it as a destructive force, a storm that threatens to break bonds and leave behind a trail of hurt feelings and broken trust. It can drain our energy, steal our time, and create walls where there once were bridges. The tension it creates can feel overwhelming, pushing us into a corner where we feel we must either fight to win or surrender in defeat. This common view, however, only tells half of the story. The other half of the story is one of opportunity. Conflict, when handled with care and understanding, holds the potential for profound growth and positive change. It can act as a signal, alerting us to a problem that needs our attention, much like a fever signals an infection. When we learn to face our disagreements constructively, we can unearth deeper issues. This essay is a guide to that process. It promises to provide you with clear, simple, and effective tools to transform the heat of conflict into the warmth of collaboration and mutual respect. The journey from tension to trust does not require complex theories or years of training. It begins with a few foundational shifts in our perspective and our approach. Instead of seeing the other person as an adversary, we can learn to see them as a partner in solving a shared problem. Instead of arming ourselves for a battle, we can prepare ourselves for a conversation. The methods outlined here are designed to be accessible to everyone, everywhere. They are not magic formulas, but practical steps that can be learned and practiced, turning difficult moments into opportunities for connection and a better future together. This guide will walk you through a simple, yet powerful framework called the 10-minute peace method. It is built on 3 core ideas: listening to, truly understand, identifying the essential needs driving the conflict, and co-creating a fair plan to move forward. We will explore each of these pillars in detail, offering practical examples and simple scripts you can use immediately. The goal is to equip you with the confidence and skills to navigate disagreements not with fear, but with hope and a clear path that honors everyone involved. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. At its core, conflict is simply a perceived divergence of interests. It arises when 2 or more people believe that their wants, needs, and values are incompatible. This can manifest in countless ways: a loud, shouting argument over who should do the dishes, a quiet, simmering resentment over a missed promotion at work. The disagreement can be over tangible resources like money, time, or property, or it can be about intangibles like respect, fairness, or a sense of belonging. Often, the subject is merely the tip of the iceberg, masking deeper currents of emotion and history. The real fuel for conflict is rarely the issue itself, it's how we react to it. When we feel our needs or identity are threatened, our brain's ancient survival instincts can take over. We enter fight, flight, or freeze. In that state, empathy drops. We lash out with blame, retreat into silence, or dig into our position. Those reactions escalate things, turning a simple disagreement into a damaging battle. Unresolved conflict drains our most precious resources. It consumes mental and emotional energy, leaving us exhausted and unfocused. It wastes time that could be used for collaboration or joyful connection. Most importantly, it erodes trust, the foundation of healthy relationships. Finding a better way is a necessity for our well-being. By managing our reactions and using a new framework, we stop the damage and create positive outcomes. We build stronger bonds, make better decisions, and turn pain into growth. The single most powerful and transformative tool in any conflict is also the simplest: listening. Not just waiting for your turn to speak, but listening to truly understand. People in conflict are often desperate to feel heard and acknowledged. Undivided attention can lower the emotional temperature and create space for real conversation. It signals that you value them as a person, even if you disagree. First, stop everything else. Put down your phone, turn away from your computer, make eye contact. Give them the floor, and let them speak without interruption. Your goal is not to prepare a rebuttal or spot flaws, but to understand their world. Listen for facts, and also for feelings: fear, frustration, sadness, a sense of disrespect. After they finish, reflect back what you heard, in your own words. Summarize their main points and feelings. It sounds like you're feeling really frustrated because you believe the workload isn't being shared fairly. So, If I'm understanding you correctly, you're worried this new policy will make your job more difficult. Active listening works like a key unlocking a closed door. When people feel understood, defensiveness falls away. Imagine two neighbors arguing over a barking dog. If one truly listens and reflects, I hear how upsetting it is to be woken up every night, the owner is far more likely to help solve the problem. This creates a moment of connection and a shift from adversaries to partners. Once understanding is established, look deeper. People state positions, rigid outcomes that can stalemate. I need a 10% raise. You can't have the car this weekend. Beneath every position lies a more fundamental need: security, respect, appreciation, autonomy. Shift from positions to needs by asking, can you help me understand what's most important to you about that? What would that raise help you achieve? Two departments fight over a travel budget. Each says, we need the entire budget. Clash. Probe needs. One needs training for junior staff, the other needs to secure a major client. Growth and security. Now it's not one budget. It's, how do we meet both needs? Creative options appear. Perhaps online training for one. Only two key people travel for the other. Focusing on why behind what unlocks win-win outcomes. The final step, co-create a concrete, actionable plan. Vague commitments fail. A strong plan is specific, measurable, and realistic. Answer, who will do what, by when, and how we'll know it's working. Brainstorm options together. Sit side by side looking at the problem. Generate without judgment, then evaluate pros and cons from both perspectives. Select options that meet core needs and are practical. For household chores, list tasks, divide fairly, write it on a fridge chart, and schedule a check-in, say, in 2 weeks. 3 simple techniques help in the heat of the moment. First, a cooling off period. When emotions run high, pause the conversation. Say, I'm feeling too upset to talk clearly. I want to solve this, but I need 20 minutes. Can we come back then? Do what calms your nervous system. Return more resourceful and open. Second, I statements. Instead of you always interrupt, say, I feel frustrated when I am interrupted while speaking. You share your reality without attacking. It invites empathy. These tools adapt from personal to professional to global contexts. At home, begin with deep listening. Validate feelings to create safety for needs like connection and appreciation. At work, anchor to shared goals. How do we resolve this to best serve the customer? Uncover needs, timeline and quality, and craft solutions honoring both. In communities and between nations, begin with communication, often with a neutral mediator, ensuring each side is heard. Shift to universal needs and find small agreements, like safe passage for humanitarian aid, to build fragile trust. It's slow, but follows the same pattern. Listen, uncover needs, build a plan step by step, starting with what's possible now. The applications differ, the human-centered principles remain the same. Return to the moment, breathe, choose curiosity, and proceed together. Common pitfalls: rushing to blame forces defensiveness and blocks collaboration. Shift to, I wonder what led them to do that. To keep dialogue open, clinging to past grievances weighs down resolution. Say, our history matters. For now, can we focus on solving this specific problem? Avoid assuming intent. Ask, when that happened I felt annoyed. Can you share what was going on for you? Don't skip follow-up. Old habits return without review. Put a specific date and time in your calendars before ending the conversation. Treat follow-up like the initial plan. It shows commitment and sustains change. Choose curiosity, stay present, explore intentions, and schedule the check-in. Small disciplined steps prevent big derailments. Conflict is an unavoidable thread in our lives. It can cause rifts and drain us, but it need not be destructive. With the right mindset and simple tools, friction becomes growth, understanding, and connection. The process rests on 3 pillars: listening to understand, uncovering needs beneath positions, and co-creating a clear, fair, actionable plan with follow-up. These are simple tools with outsized power to change dynamics. In the heat of the moment, use cooling off and I statements, your emergency brakes, to steer back to productive dialogue. Beware blame, old hurts, and assumptions. Choose curiosity and collaboration. This is a practice, not a performance. Progress, not perfection. Start small. Listen to a friend. Use an I statement with family. Be patient. With each attempt you plant a seed of peace. Over time, small efforts grow, strengthening home, workplace, and community. You hold the power to turn tension into trust. Start today. Start small. And keep